Good afternoon, fans from around the world. This is Complete Football, and we're going to be looking at the weekend games after the international break at the weekend. There are some hot matches this weekend, starting off at lunchtime on Saturday. Manchester United is at Southampton, and there's a Super Sunday game, North London derby between Tottenham and Arsenal. And with me to analyze that is Mustafa, Warif, and Saeed. You guys are welcome to the show.
Welcome everybody. So let's jump straight into it. So things are going. So Arsenal, I think Arsenal came off of a draw, a little bit of a stumble. Man City is flying high. Man U is going low. But let's start off with the derby. Tottenham versus that's a derby, right? Tottenham is in London, right?
Yes, it's a North London derby.
Yeah. So Tottenham versus Arsenal. To me, that's a tricky game. I probably think Arsenal will probably win by a goal or so, but it's a tricky game. So we'll talk to Warif, who's our Arsenal expert. What are your thoughts on the game?
Well, whenever it comes to North London derby, it's always the battle of the planet. Okay, let me say battle of North London. But the way it is right now with the international break and Arsenal, some of Arsenal's players, they got injured, like our captain, what's it called? Califieri is injured. Then what's it called? Rice is suspended. Then I don't know if Gabriel Jesus will be playing. These are our key soldiers in Arsenal. But notwithstanding, if Arteta knows what he's doing, there are some players in the bench that he can bring in to cover up. Like we have Jorginho on the bench. We also have Waneri. He can play a tactical game. We also have Trossard.
Yeah, we sent it.
We have Trossard as well. So this game will be highly tactical for Arteta. And also we have Sterling, that is on loan from Chelsea and is an experienced player. So Arteta can manage this guy properly. I think it's going to be a result for Arsenal. But then one thing Arsenal should know also is that, you know, what's it called? This player song is more of this guy's boy. What's his name? That is in Bayern Munich now. The English player that scored 2 goals over the week. Harry Kane, they play together. So they should put an eye on Song and as well with other Tottenham players. But the match is not going to be easy for Arsenal. But everything boils down to Arteta to know how to match up the midfield, because most of Arsenal's midfield.
But Kane is in Bayern Munich, right? He's in Bayern, right? Yeah.
Yes. No, I'm just talking of the way he was playing with what's it called? And Song. You know, Song is a very fast player. So Arsenal defenders, they should put an eye on Son. If not, he will punish the Arsenal.
Yeah, but who's Tottenham's number 9? Who's their central forward?
They have what's his name?
Richarlison. They have Richarlison. They have Shulanki. They have Shulanki as well.
So they need to, whoever that person is, he needs to do like what Kane did, where you open up for the guy on the wing, because Kane has that presence in which he can do a lot of work, sort of like Benzema. Those guys do work off the ball.
You know what? Not London derby is like a European Champions League final. Like what happened last season. Tottenham, they were ready to lose the match to Man City down. Sorry, they were ready to lose the match to Man City down, winning that match with Arsenal. So with Arsenal and Tottenham is a battle. So that match is going to be 71.
Because Arsenal will want revenge. Because Tottenham is like, you know what? We don't care if we lose.
As long as it's made us not to win the trophy last season. So it's going to be an interesting game.
Yeah, so it's going to be good. What are your thoughts, Saeed, on the game between Arsenal and Tottenham?
Arsenal and Tottenham. Anyway, as an Arsenal fan, I'm positive. I think my club is going to do well. But it's just because of this Odegaard injury and some 2 of our boys that
suspension.
So, but anyways, probably a draw, but we are not definitely going to lose that match. Probably a draw.
Yeah, I'm predicting that a draw or Arsenal 1-0, but you never know. Arsenal can score 2 goals, but they don't. Is Havertz? Is Havertz going to play? Yeah. Havertz is it. Havertz is tricky.
I think it's Odegaard that is missing, and I think one other player also.
Right.
Declan Rice.
Yeah, so they got Saka. But Saka has gotten better. Saka is going to create some chances for Arsenal. He's going to create some chances.
And who knows? Now that Odegaard is injured, You never can tell. This guy, this our new Chelsea guy, Sterling, might come in and do wonders.
Sterling can spring up.
Yeah, but Sterling plays the same position as Saka, but he can also drift, and they can bring him in.
Yeah, he can drift into the middle.
Yeah.
Into the middle. So
Football is changing. You have to be able to drift. Yeah. What was that?
Waneri, the Nigerian-born British guy.
Arsenal is still good. Yeah, they're still good. They're supposed to be able to win, but still, this is going to be a fun match. I can't wait. When is it? Saturday?
Or Sunday.
Sunday.
Yeah.
Okay, Sunday. They're making me wait. They're making me wait too long. Yeah. All right, Afolabi, what are your thoughts on that match? Yeah.
It will be a tough game for Arsenal. Martin Odegaard is the linchpin in their midfield that connects all the dots.
Yes.
It will be a massive miss for them, and he's going to miss 3 weeks. He got injured for Norway during the international matches. And then you have Declan Rice, who is their CDM. He was suspended against Brighton and Hove Albion on the last time out. And they're playing at Tottenham. So it's going to be a very difficult game. The only way I feel it could end in a draw, perhaps, because the way Tottenham play, they rush forward and leave gaps behind. Arsenal will take advantage of that because
that's the problem. Tottenham doesn't have a midfield either.
So they are very careless. They just throw everybody forward, and that is going to play into Arsenal's hands, but it's not going to be easy. And it's at times like this that Arsenal really need to show that they can close the gap with Man City. Man City hasn't played with Rodri for 3 games, and they've won. And Rodri is just as important to Man City as Odegaard is to Arsenal.
And when Rodri comes back, they're going to have a boost. And they're winning all these games without him.
Arsenal has to put in their best in this game to ensure that they get at least a point. They can afford
to be honest with you, they need to get 3. But anyway, let's go to Kunle. What's up, Kunle? What do you think about the what do you think about the London derby? It's going to be great, isn't it?
London derby. London. It's lovely.
Hey, Kunle, in other words, Kunle, in other words, the toothless derby.
Yes.
no teeth.
Everyone is thinking that Arsenal are looking vulnerable because they're missing Odegaard. But I think that this is where Arsenal needs to show a little bit of strength and depth, because at the end of the day, it's Tottenham. And Tottenham have motivational issues, let's say, with the management. I know that Postecoglou isn't happy about some of the things that they do in their club in terms of getting players in and quality players and so on and so forth. And Tottenham also lack ambition, and they lack a bit of gumption. And for the last few years, Arsenal have been the senior club, although Tottenham had a little bit of a renaissance under Pochettino. But I think that's over. I think that Arsenal should overcome Tottenham, and it should also signal the beginning of better things for their season in terms of their pursuit for 3rd place. I think they're going to get 3rd place.
Who? Tottenham?
Arsenal.
3rd place in the season.
Yeah, they're going to get 3rd place in the season. I think that they'll beat Arsenal. It's going to be a tough derby. I think it's going to be 2-1. I think that it's even possible that Tottenham will score first.
So you think Tottenham is going to win?
I think Tottenham are going to lose.
Oh, lose, okay. But you said you think Arsenal is going to come 3rd in the league?
Yeah.
Liverpool and Man City.
Yes.
Oh, who? Okay. Yeah, that's controversial, but I think that it's close. I think Man City right now, they're the favorites to win.
To me, I think that's a good prediction, though. Going by the depth of the
what do you think? I think you're right. Continue with your thought. Continue, yeah.
Yeah, so...
I was going to have Saeed continue. Saeed, continue a little bit, yeah.
Oh, okay. From what Mr. Kunle said, I think from his prediction is nice. Going by the squad of the teams, Man City, definitely, they are still beatable, and going by the kind of caliber of players they have, I still tip them to take the Premiership. Liverpool as well, coming 2nd, probably us, we coming 3rd. Because like we've been saying, no striker. Now we have Odegaard problem. Now look at what we are saying. Everybody's scared. All my Arsenal friends here, everybody is scared of that man. Nobody can single-handedly say, okay, I want to put my money on Arsenal that we're going to win Tottenham. Just because we don't have Odegaard. Because Odegaard is our midfield. Odegaard is not there.
And that's the only thing you have in midfield. Look at Man City. Man City has so many midfielders.
Who's going to hold the midfield for us now? I don't know.
Man City has so many midfielders that
You're
even if you take,
I think that Arsenal can just play two defensive midfielders who just hold it and pass it around and allow their wingers and their strikers to do the work. So I don't think it's a big
doing that. But they've been doing that.
You can play two CDMs. You don't have to play an 8 all
But
the
they've
time.
been doing that. They've been doing that. They've been playing Thomas Partey and Declan Rice, and then they just play Odegaard in front of them. They've been doing that. So maybe they'll bring
So they can
Jorginho
bring in Jorginho.
Martin Odegaard position.
well, look, the problem is tactical. Look at last year when Arsenal should have played to beat Man City when Man City was on the ropes, but they didn't even use that style. Like you said, the two central defensive and then use your wingers. They parked the bus. You see what I'm saying? They didn't even focus on the tactic that Kunle was talking about. They made a tactical mistake. They should have played to beat Man City because Man City was not playing well. They parked the bus.
Yeah.
And then the next week they lost to Aston Villa. So that also goes to do with mental toughness and sticking to having confidence in your team and your setup. What do you think, Afolabi? Yeah.
Yes, I agree with you. I think this time around, Arsenal will go for it. But it's just that midfield. When you take out Declan Rice and Odegaard, the only thing they can do is to bring in Jorginho. Jorginho is more of a calming influence in midfield. But those short, intricate passes and his shooting ability around the box, he doesn't have that like Odegaard. So I think they'll bring in Jorginho and then maybe
But all of this, if these guys had a true number 9, they might be unbeatable. Imagine they had someone like Osimhen or somebody. My goodness, man. Jeez.
Oh, that imagine that Gyökeres. You didn't get Osimhen, you didn't get that Gyökeres. So what?
I think he's paused. And also they lost. Tony Ivan went to Saudi Arabia to make money. Yeah. Ivan said, "Don't worry, I'll bring my family. I'm going to pay for your plane ticket to Saudi Arabia to wherever."
And another player that is off
I think if you want to beat big teams like City and Tottenham, big teams generally, you want to play two defensive midfielders, especially with Man City. So I think that Odegaard being missing is not so bad if they play Juninho and Declan Rice together in a pivot, and then they play some other player or they impose in
no, but Rice is out as well. Rice is out as well.
Rice is out.
So Rice is out. So they're going to have to go down their list
and Jorginho. Partey and Jorginho.
Okay, Partey on his day can be very good. Jorginho, they're both defensive. I just don't.
Let me tell you, if you like to make money, if you guys bet on football, it'll be good to bet that this game will be a draw because you'll get good money for it. It's worth it even if you lose the money because a lot of people will say, "Oh, Arsenal is going to win," but they don't realize, like what you guys said, their midfield is suffering right now because of injuries, and this is a derby.
It'll still be tough to break down.
I'm predicting a draw now. I'm going to predict a draw.
Yeah. I still think Partey and Juninho is a competent midfield, and they're going to be difficult to break down in the midfield. And I think that Arsenal have the attack. And they have
we forget about Saka. Saka is so good. He's playing well now. Yeah.
Yeah, Saka is playing well. I think Martinelli is also playing well.
Yeah. But Martinelli is not in form.
Well, I think
maybe
Martinelli is not in form.
Maybe that lovely little lob.
Maybe Trossard.
A lovely keeper.
Okay, guys. So this one has been sweet too, but we have to switch to the next game. So who's Man U playing? Yeah.
Southampton.
We are playing Southampton.
Okay, let's start with Kunle, the Man U expert. Yeah, what do you think?
Yeah, there's a lot of Willy Wonky around Ugarte and a lot of discussion about Casemiro.
I've heard Kunle. I think they've been watching our show because now they said that Ten Hag needs to bench those 3 guys, bench Rashford and Maguire and the other guy, Rashford and Maguire. And Casemiro.
We need to really stop talking about Maguire. Harry Maguire is a 4th choice defender. He bought about 3 or 4 defenders ahead of Harry Maguire. He's just in the news because he's English. So that's enough about Harry Maguire. Let's move swiftly on to other football.
Harry the Volkswagen Maguire. Harry the Volkswagen Maguire.
And Rashford. Yes, I don't like this. There's 2 camps. There's one camp that says keep playing Rashford till he plays into form, and there's another camp that says there is no tomorrow. We have to play Garnacho because we need to start putting points on the table. He's a player in form and playing ahead. I think that Ten Hag needs to play his best players. If this is true that Ugarte is sick, then we're going to see the same midfield.
Let me tell you, I'll tell you something. If they continue benching Ugarte, he's going to go to the Spanish league next year.
They're not benching him. No, they're not benching him.
They're not starting him.
No,
they're not starting him.
Yes, they said he's got an illness. He's ill. He's got some kind of he's got some kind of infection. That's what he said this morning. He's actually
okay. Maybe.
Yes,
okay.
they were planning on starting him. Ten Hag, if he plays Ugarte from this, if he loses to Southampton and he has Ugarte on the bench, I doubt he'll ever get a chance to play Ugarte again. I think that will.
No, they're going to fire him. If they lose to Southampton, they're going to fire him. Or even if they draw,
Well, I don't know about that, but I do
not fire him. But if they draw or lose, his days are numbered. That's all I can say.
Especially if he plays players that are not really supposed to be starting because of form and performance. Players like Anthony should not be starting. Ahmad should be starting on the right. This chap should be.
And all these Argentina players, they don't like England. Like even that guy. Remember what's his name?
We need
the one that used to play for Man City. He didn't like England. He wanted to stay home. Man City's super striker from Argentina. Tevez hated England. He's like, I want to go home. Not even Tevez, the other one.
Alvarez. Di Maria.
Julian Alvarez.
No, so Tevez.
Di Maria was the worst one. Di Maria, Angelo Di Maria.
Who was the one that scored the goal that won the league for Man City on the last day?
Julian Alvarez.
Sergio Aguero.
Aguero did not like England. Aguero did not like England. He would stay in Argentina where there's sunlight. He said, I'll meet you guys in 1 month. Go ahead. Sorry, let's go.
The Caribbean.
Yeah. Oh, you guys go ahead. So continue, Kunle. Sorry.
Yeah. So where did I leave off? So yes, in respect of the defense, we've talked about that. We've talked about the fullbacks are going to be Mazraoui and Dao, as usual, I expect. I am concerned that if Ten Hag messes up this game, this should be 3 points. But they should be careful. Southampton have lost their first 3 games, but they've always had over 60% of possession of the ball in all those games. So you should be careful, and they're a determined little bunch. And Southampton are capable of reaping if you're not careful. So Ten Hag needs to play his best team. He needs to not play his favorites. And I would expect 3 points. We may not get 3 points, but I expect 3 points.
Debola Seriki is predicting that Southampton will win.
Well, shortly after
it's an inside joke. It's an inside joke. It's an inside joke. Yeah.
About Nigeria drawing zeros. He said that
0-0 Rwanda.
The Republic powerhouse of football. And then we now drew with Rwanda. So I don't know. Osimhen did it all by himself. I don't know.
Yeah. All right. So let's continue. So what are your thoughts?
Don't worry, Debola. We love you. We just love taking the meat. Right.
And he's not watching, so he won't be offended. All right. So that's somebody from our class. One of our classmates. He said that we don't know football if we think that Benin is a small team.
Come on. He never played football during lunch break. He never.
No, he was eating jollof rice and moi moi. Eating jollof rice and moi moi.
So even in school, Debola was always there.
All right, let's move on before I get in trouble with the ISL page. Okay. What is your thoughts, Said, about the Man U game? Yeah.
The Man U game. Well, as Mr. Kunle predicted, it's still going to go that way. Man U, they are still finding this thing. I don't know if you guys heard about what Ronaldo said yesterday concerning the coach and the team.
He's wrong. I think he's wrong.
Yeah.
What did he say?
He was just saying that the team is not in the right place, that they still need to boost the team up, buy some quality players and all. And
no, they didn't. Like Kunle said, they need to change their lineup.
I didn't have a problem with that. I think it was his criticism of Ten Hag and the way he went about it. That's what I didn't like. I think that we need to stand by a coach right now, because what Man United needs more than anything right now is stability. Because you can't make any progress unless you have some stability.
If I may say, your coach has have enough chances to prove himself. So the team.
Okay, but sorry, here's my problem.
But what does prove himself actually mean if he's won 2 trophies in 2 seasons? How many trophies has Arsenal won?
Sorry, here's my problem though. Sorry, here's my problem.
you guys want to stay that long before you can get it
How
right.
many
That's what I'm
trophies
saying.
has Arsenal won? How
Saeed.
many
You
trophies
support
have
that.
Arsenal and Tottenham won combined against Manchester United in the last 2 seasons?
You can't
I can add
compare.
Newcastle to
You
that.
can't,
I can add
even
Aston Villa to that. And
even
we still got
even
more
as
than all those
even as
teams
we are
put
complaining about
together.
our Arsenal team right now, you still can't complain our current Arsenal team now with your Man U team right now.
You've won
Head
nothing.
to head.
But you've won
Yeah,
nothing.
but Kule, let me take a side. Let me take a side. Let me take a side. Kule, let me take a side a little bit.
Who cares? You've won nothing.
I think that's
Kule,
exactly what Ten
Kule,
Hag
let me
was
take
saying.
a side. Kule, let me take a side.
Before you can
You won
talk.
a
You have
cup
to be a
last
champion of something first.
Kule, let me
Only
take my
champions have these arguments.
Kule,
Not
I'm not trying to antagonize you, Kule. Kule, I'm not trying to antagonize you. Kule, I'm not trying to antagonize you, but it's kind of like Arsenal doesn't win Champions League, then another team wins Europa and they say we have a cup. Nobody cares because you're not at the level. You're not at that level.
Thank you, Mr. Mustafa Jare. So you are comparing a team that is going to Champions League.
What did you say about Arsenal in the Champions League?
No, what I'm saying is that Arsenal is in contention in Champions League, but but it would be like telling a coach who won the Europa League that because you won a trophy you're better than Arsenal. No, because Arsenal is playing at the highest level. That's why they're not winning trophies.
How many Champions Leagues does Arsenal have?
But how many Champions Leagues does Ten Hag have?
How many? He has got to a semi-final. How far has Arteta got?
Okay, so here's the thing: would you rather win the FA Cup? Would you rather win the FA Cup or be in the Champions League and come second in the English league?
I would like to be a champion. FA Cup is a trophy. Now I judge myself by trophies. Coming second and qualifying for Champions League and winning nothing is not as good as winning the Champions League. What's the point of qualifying for if you're not?
Oh yeah, but that's my point. But what I'm trying to say is those trophies don't mean anything because they're small trophies.
Oh yes, they do mean something, and they mean a lot. They mean a lot.
Do you know how much?
Champions League is the highest level.
Champions League, then your league title. That's the two things. Yeah.
Without trophy, Arsenal has never won the Champions League, so they can't even talk about that.
But we're not talking about Arsenal. We're talking about
they haven't won the Premier League in over 20 years.
I agree with you, Kool-Aid. Man U has a higher legacy. So Kool-Aid, I agree with you. So Kool-Aid, I agree with you. Kool-Aid, I agree with you. So Kool-Aid, here's my argument. So Man U has a better legacy than Arsenal. But
it's not legacy. It's not legacy. We won more trophies than
but here's the thing. But here's the thing. Ten Hag
didn't. Season before. I mean, it's just ongoing. It's not
but Ten Hag.
It's just a normal thing. We are here. But Kool-Aid are here.
Yeah, but Kool-Aid, but here's the comparison.
The season and then they fall off.
So Kool-Aid, but here's the argument. We're talking about Ten Hag. We're not talking about Man U. Ten Hag is inferior. He's inferior to Arteta. He's inferior.
Sure,
no matter how many titles.
Arteta has won Eredivisie leagues. Arteta hasn't won anything. Arteta hasn't won.
Yeah, but
Arteta has won FA Cup, 2 FA Cups.
I mean, Arteta
won 2 FA Cups. Arteta won 2 FA Cups.
So Kool-Aid, you're telling me that Kool-Aid, you're telling me that if you were a manager, if you were a team owner, who would you hire, Arteta or Ten Hag?
Ten Hag, straight.
No, I can't argue with you anymore. I can't argue with you anymore.
That's the lie, man.
Afolabi, what do you think? Afolabi,
the record right now, you can't compare Arteta and Ten Hag.
Afolabi, who would you hire? Who would you hire, Ten Hag or Arteta?
Well, at some point, you guys have put me on the spot. You have to back your coach. You just have to back your coach. You know?
Yeah, but that's emotion. That's emotion.
And if you look
at
when
Arteta wins something more recently within the next 18 months, and we can have this conversation. But right now, he's truthfully.
Arteta is far better.
No, if you look at
it's not even close. Arteta is a better manager.
Let's look at it like this.
Arteta is far better.
Let's look at it like this. Man U has fired so many coaches after Ferguson retired.
Yeah, exactly.
At some point, they have to stay with one of them.
No, I agree. Afolabi, before we continue, I think the reason they shouldn't get rid of Ten Hag is because there's nothing better out there. And also, just stick with him, even if it's suffering, because you can't keep on disrupting it. But I'm saying that Ten Hag is underperforming. Continue.
Oh, sure, absolutely.
Yeah, that's a very good remark there. That's a very good response.
Yeah, and if you look at Arsenal, Arteta just signed a 3-year extension in Arsenal.
Yeah,
and he still hasn't won it, meaning that they have belief that he would eventually win. So sometimes you have to show a little bit of faith instead of hiring and firing.
Oh yeah, I think they should keep Ten Hag. They should keep him. But I'm just saying that right now, if Man U does not beat these guys this weekend, I'm not saying they should get rid. No, I'm not saying they should get rid of Ten Hag, but there's going to be more pressure on him. He needs to do better.
But I think Man U.
Yeah, but I mean, what about all those cracks when Arteta was starting off and Arteta, now after
you cannot compare Arteta, you cannot compare Ten Hag.
You just have to be patient.
Better than Ten Hag.
Because Ten Hag, everyone, get my club.
Can I say something? Afolabi, let me say something. Let me say something, Afolabi. So here's the thing. Red Bull is my favorite team, right? But right now, I'm saying that Red Bull's team principal, Horner, is rubbish. I'm also saying that they cheated. So what I'm saying is that you guys are being biased. You don't want to admit that your coach is underperforming.
Oh, no, yes, I agree. I'm not disputing.
Oh, I agree.
He is underperforming. Some
coaches do well, and I agree with that as well.
That's not the issue. The issue is
underperforming.
Is it Ten Hag out because he's underperforming?
No,
and the answer is no.
I know, and my reason for saying that is because number one, there's no better coach out there, and number two, if you keep changing your coaches, so what I'm saying is that Ten Hag to me is mediocre, but they need to keep him and they need to improve their management. The owners need to come up with a system like Real Madrid and other teams where they spend money on youth development. But then that goes beyond Ten Hag. Ten Hag is not the problem. The problem with Man U is the organization overall. They are fucked up right now.
Exactly. Yeah.
Well, I think it's trying to repair itself. Under Ineos, they're definitely doing better than they were under the Glazers and under those.
For example, they have this OB kid. We know that OB is not ready to play for the senior team. At least let him play once in a while. Bring the guy out. Yeah. Barcelona brought out Yamal when he was 16. When Yamal's first season, he wasn't that great. But by the time the European Championships came, Yamal reached another level.
We've not finished signing him. He's not a full United.
They need to hurry up with that thing. They need to hurry up with that.
Let me explain. Arsenal have taken Man United to court on that transaction. That's why he's not playing.
Okay.
We're not allowed to use him yet.
Okay. I understand now. All right, but this is a good show. This is our best show. We have a lot of shorts that we're going to be editing for this show. Very good.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go. Afolabi, some of your thoughts, because Afolabi has been quiet, not because it's his fault, because we've all been talking.
No, but I think the pressure and the fact that Man U lost to Liverpool last time out will be some kind of a backlash. I think they'll beat Southampton without a doubt.
I think they'll win. They should win.
And they'll buy more time for Erik ten Hag. Of course, he's under pressure. There's no doubt about that. But he has to start winning games. If he starts to win games, the pressure and the noise will go down. He just has to
even if he has a bad season, this is still a game I expect him to win. Even if he has a bad season and finishes 8th or 10th, he should still be winning this game.
This is a big game. Hey, you guys. Maybe I'm so painful because I don't know if I have work. We should have done a live show watch along for that game, but I don't think we can do it. I'll look into it though. Maybe you guys can do a live show watch along where you talk about the game while it's playing. This is a good game, man. Yeah. So I think both teams are under pressure. So to round up things, we talked about Arsenal playing Tottenham. Go ahead.
I think Man U is going to win the match.
I think so. Yeah.
Southampton shouldn't be a threat. But if they happen to lose or draw that game, I believe Ten Hag to know that it will bring a lot of pressure on him. So he will definitely want to win the game. So I'm tipping Man U to win.
Yeah. So let me ask a question to you, Said. Who is Man U going to start as their central forward? Who are they going to start? What do you think?
Well,
or maybe Kunle can answer that one.
I think Kunle should be able to answer that for you.
Because what I'm trying to say is they need to start Xerxes, but who are they going to start? Yeah.
I think Højlund is still injured.
Yeah.
And I think that he doesn't really have much of a choice but to start Xerxes because he can't start Mount and he can't start.
But who did he start in the last game? Who started the last game?
Because Xerxes started the last game. Xerxes started the last game.
Yeah. Okay. Xerxes, he has no choice but to start Xerxes.
Of course, and Xerxes scored for Holland during the internationals. So he's coming off some form.
Yeah, my only problem with Xerxes is that he has injuries and he's a little bit overweight, so he's slow, but he's still has. But he's like Giroud. if he's in front of the goal, unbelievable instincts. Very good striker.
So it's good. So it's good. He's had a few games whilst he's been on the international.
So he played for Ghana. He didn't play for Nigeria. Punish him or.
Yes,
so I'm joking. I'm joking. I'm joking. I'm
Xerxes
joking.
picks himself because he doesn't even have the option. I mean, what other option is there? I mean, Bruno has to play.
To be honest with you, Xerxes, let me tell you something. This shows you how good Nigeria is. Xerxes cannot even be the number 4 striker for Nigeria. He can't. No, at least number 3.
Boniface, you've got Jamal Lukman, you've got Osimhen.
Yeah, he can't. Yeah, Xerxes will be on the bench forever. Yeah.
Obi Martins is not yet decided whether he's going to play for Nigeria or not.
Yeah.
He's still on the bench on that. Obi Martins. He's on bench of everything. His entire career.
But I keep saying he should play for Nigeria because
like that right
if he plays, whatever country, Denmark, Nigeria is a big market in football and is going to continue being a big market.
He might play for England.
If he plays for England, they will mess him up because the English people don't want to put Nigerian person in a superstar position.
But like Saka is Nigerian now. I don't think Bakayo Saka is.
Yeah, but they have no choice. They have no choice because they have no choice. But look at Eberechi. The way they've treated Eberechi is rubbish.
Eberechi is going to get a lot more chances, though.
Yeah. No, they have to. They don't have a choice. But even Saka, they don't really talk about him being. Saka has bought into the English mentality so deeply that he's not even considered a Nigerian anymore.
I think Eberechi has a higher ceiling than Bellingham. I'm going to stick my nose.
The only difference is that Bellingham. No, here's the difference.
Eze is that young. He has a higher ceiling.
But here's the difference. The problem with Eze is that he doesn't have the work rate that Bellingham has. Bellingham can play 3 or 4 different positions. Eze can only play 1 position so far.
Eze has a good work rate. I've watched him in the games. You watch him in some of the Palace games.
Compared to
cover a lot of ground.
Yeah, but not compared to Bellingham. Bellingham is a beast. Physically,
I don't know. I want to look at that. I'm not going to say factually.
Let me tell you, Eze, you know who Eze reminds me of? He reminds me of Okocha. He can dribble better than everybody. He's a baller. Everything.
You're talking about who, Eze?
Yeah, no, Eberechi. Yeah, okay. He's more skilled than.
He's a very clever player.
Yeah, but I don't think he has that sort of thing like Musiala and those guys that can play 90 minutes. They can bleed. They can play defense. They can do everything. He's more of a finesse player who like Gaza or like Maradona. Well, he's not going to do dirty work.
He played a box-to-box attacking midfielder for England, and he did very well in that position.
Yeah, but I think he's not on the same league as Bellingham. Well, maybe I'm wrong. What do you think of Fabi? Because maybe I'm wrong. What do you think?
Yeah. Yeah, well, he's a technical player, but he's not just on that level physically. He's more of a flair player to me.
Yeah, he has flair. Trust me, he's sort of like Georgie Hadji or those guys from Romania. He
has a higher ceiling. Bellingham, I think, is older than him, and probably at the moment,
Bellingham. Yeah, but Bellingham is only 20. Bellingham is only 21 or 22.
Well, I think Eze is even younger than that.
Yeah, but the problem with Eze is that his style of play is flair. He's a playmaker. He's not a utility player like Bellingham. That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah, Kule doesn't want to agree. Kule is stubborn. But anyway, you guys, very good show. I think Kule is calling he's calling somebody to bring him some.
I'm looking for his age, and I'm completely and utterly wrong. I am completely and utterly wrong. Eberechi Eze is actually an old guy. He's 26.
And Bellingham is 23.
I got that wrong. So
how old is Bellingham?
I must be the dim dumb.
Guys, we need to round up. We have less than.
Hold on. How old is Bellingham? 23.
Bellingham is much younger because I remember we wanted to get him.
He's 23. Bellingham is 23.
Yeah, I know. So I guessed it. All right, so guys, very good show.